Hello, welcome back to class. This is Module 2, Level 3, and this class is going to be on how to draft the pattern for this midi corset dress with Basque waistline, illusion neckline, and long sleeves. I'm also going to be showing you how to snatch the waistline of your corset just the way you can see this. And then this is what the back of the dress looks like, and I'm going to be showing you how to draft the pattern for that. However, before we go on to the pattern drafting video, I wanted to mention that this class is a part from our Advanced Online Corset Masterclass. So to purchase the full course, please follow the seller link in the description box if you're outside Nigeria. But if you're within Nigeria, please send a WhatsApp message to this number that you can see on the flyer, and you'll be guided as to how to purchase the full course. But first off, I wanted to apologize for this pattern paper that I used. I didn't know the markings on it were this legible, but I promised that you would be able to understand everything that I'm explaining. So these are the measurements that we need, your bust, all of your circumference measurements as well as your vertical measurements. However, note that the waistline will be snatched at that natural waist line. Do you understand that? And remember that your natural waistline is 2 to 2.5 inches above your navel, while your hip line is 7 inches below your navel. So this is me marking all of my vertical measurement: shoulder to bust point, shoulder to underbust, shoulder to natural waist, shoulder to navel, shoulder to hip line, then shoulder to knee length, and then the full length of my dress, which is about 50 inches. This is this line that you can actually see me drawing out right now. So I'm going to go ahead and square out all the other lines. So this is my navel line that you can see me drawing out. Then that's my natural navel line. This is my natural waistline. This is my under bust line. This is my bust point line. Do you understand that? And then I'm going to also go ahead and draw out my hip line and my knee line. So this is my hip line, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw my knee line also. So the next thing now is to draw my armhole box. To do that, I would be dividing my shoulder width measurement by 2. Shoulder width is 15 inches divided by 2, that's 7.5 inches. So that's what you're going to see me marking from the top right edge of my pattern paper. So this is 7.5 inches. And then I'm going to go ahead and mark my shoulder slants, which is 3/4 inches. So that's what you can see me marking, and I'll use a diagonal line to connect my shoulder slants to the top right edge of my pattern paper. Next thing is to mark out my armhole depth. Remember, your armhole depth is your bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. So for me, that's 7.5. That's what you saw me marking after the shoulder slants. So I'm going ahead to square out my armhole box well. So I'm dividing that length now into 2, and I'm going to mark that point, and then on that point I'll go in by 3/8 inches. And then I'm going to use that, I'm going to draw out my arm side. But next thing now is to mark that neckline measurement. So my neckline width is 4 inches, then the neckline depth is 3.5 inches. So that's 4 by 3.5 inches. This is the front pattern. And the next thing now is to draw out my Basque waistline. So to get that, I will go down on my navel line. That's my navel line by 1.5 inches at the center front area, and then on the side seam I'll go up by 1.5 inches. Can you see that? And then I'm going to later go ahead and use a diagonal line to connect those 2 points. So the next thing now is to mark out my circumference measurement. So my bust circumference is 37 inches divided by 4, that's 9.5. So that's my bust arc that you saw me marking there. And then I'm going ahead to draw out my arm side. So this is what my arm side looks like. And then I'm going ahead to just mark that same 9.5 inches on all the other lines. However, before then, I wanted to show you how to snatch the waistline. To snatch your waistline, you're going to subtract 1 inch from your underbust arc, and then 2 inches from your natural waistline arc. So first off, I'm marking out my bust span, which is 4 inches, and I'm going to draw that line from the bust point to my navel line. So that's 4 inches. That's my bust span line that you can see me drawing out. So this way I've created one panel. Can you see that? We're still going to create other panels along that circumference line. However, on that bust span line, I'm marking 1 inch on both sides of the line from the under bust to the navel line. Can you see that? From the under bust to the navel line, I'm marking 1 inch. So that way I've created a dart for that first panel. Do you understand? So this is what my dart looks like. Remember that it's from my under bust to my navel line. It doesn't get to the bust point. So next thing, I'll just impute that same 9.5 inches, which is my bust arc. Remember, your arc measurement is your circumference measurement divided by 4. So that's what I'm imputing, and I'm just going to draw out a straight line. So after that, on my natural waistline, can you see that's my natural waistline? I'm coming in by 1 inch. You can use 1.5 inches. This is how to snatch the waistline. Do you understand? Come in by 1 inch. And then on your under bust line, you come in by half an inch. Do you understand? So now I'm creating more panels, and I'm measuring from that bust span line to my side seam line and folding my tape rule into 2 to find the midpoint, which is 2.5 inches. And that's what you can see me marking. So now I have 3 panels in the front. Do you understand? I have 3 panels in the front. So I'm going to go ahead and measure my underbust, mark my underbust arc measurements, which is my underbust divided by 4. But before then, I would mark 3/8 inches on both sides of that new panel line that we created. Can you see? So there's 1 inch on that first side and then 3/8 inches on the second panel line. So I'm just going ahead to impute my underbust arc, excluding all of my darts. Can you see that? So my underbust arc is 7 inches minus 1. Remember I said we'll subtract 1 from the underbust arc and then 2 inches from the natural waistline arc. Do you understand? So this is my waistline. That's 28 divided by 4. That's 7. 7 minus 2. That's 5 inches. And then on my underbust, I have 28 as my underbust circumference divided by 4. That's 7 inches minus 1. That's 6 inches. And so on your navel line, you don't take in anything. Do you understand? That's at the side seam area. So this is my second, the darts for my second panel. Can you see that? I'm going to go ahead and shade all of these darts so that you would understand better. So I'm just measuring what I have left after all of my darts. And I'm going to go ahead and draw out my side seam line. So this is what the side seam line looks like. Can you see that? Connecting that to my armhole for my natural waistline and then back to my navel line. Can you see? So this way now I've created that waist snatching effect. Instead of having your side seam just straight like that, do you understand? You have curved it in at that natural waistline. So that natural waistline is actually your love angle. Do you understand? That's the portion of your belly that can really go in. Do you understand? That can be really snatched. So next thing now is to draw the Basque waistline. Remember that we had marked it before, 1.5 inches below the natural navel line and then 1.5 inches above the navel line at the side seam area. So this is what the Basque waistline looks like. So all of these things in detail, we talk about all of these things in details in that advanced online corset masterclass that I talked about. So to purchase the full course, please follow the seller link in the description box if you're outside Nigeria, and if you're within Nigeria, please endeavor to send a WhatsApp message to that number on the flyer or the number that you can see on the screen right now. So now I'm going ahead to draft the pattern for my skirt area, the skirt area of this dress. So my waist measurement is 28 divided by 4, that's 7. So that's what you can see me marking 7 inches. Note that your the waist measurement of your skirt is smaller than your waist measurement of your top. This is because your top has a dart. Do you understand? So I'm going ahead to mark my hip arc, which is my hip circumference divided by 4. That's 9.5 inches. Now to pencil this dress, I'm going to subtract 1.5 inches from that 9.5 inches. So it's 8 inches that you could see me marking on the knee line and the hem line. Can you see? And I just use a straight line to connect that. And I'm going to connect this back to the hip. Can you see that? So to pencil, subtract 1.5 inches from whatsoever hip arc measurement that you used. So this is what it looks like, and then I'm going to connect that back to the waistline. So this is what everything looks like. Can you see how nice and smooth everything is looking? So because of those darts on the top is wider than the bottom. Do you understand? So please watch out for the part 2 of this tutorial. The part 2 will be the concluding part. However, to purchase the full course, please follow the link in the seller link in the description box. If you're outside Nigeria, if you're within Nigeria, send a WhatsApp message to this number that you can see on the flyer. So thanks for watching, guys. Watch out for part 2. Ciao.